Page 895, Appendix 1, for teachers only. In the preface to my quote, a textbook of higher English grammar, unquote, I wrote, quote, to assume anything like finality in the grammar and composition of a living language, particularly of a language like English, is an absurdity, ... This is why there is so much conflict of opinions among different authorities, and to assert that the principles laid down by a particular grammarian, however eminent, are inviolable and all-embracing, is to deny the language its characteristic qualities of elasticity and virile growth, unquote. The following correspondence and examples will prove the truth of my remarks. Page 895 to page 900 contain a correspondence between P.K. Desharkar and the manager, Oxford University Press, Calcutta. We skip these pages and go over to Appendix 2. Examination questions with some hints on answers. West Bengal Civil Service Examination 2000. English essay, Pressy writing, composition and translation. Time allotted 3 hours. Full marks 100. Question 1. Write an essay on one of the following. Marks 40. A. Bureaucratic control discourages industrial expansion. B. Urban Indian woman and the rural Indian woman. C. Frequent general elections are a burden upon the economy. D. Romanticism in literature is not obsolete. E. Computer and creativity. F. The contemporary social cinema is losing its battle for survival. G. Environmental improvement cannot coexist with urban development. H. A career in the Indian Army. Question 2. Write a précis of the following passage in your own words, and add a title. Bracket. Use the special sheet provided for the purpose. The sheet or sheets should be fastened securely inside the answer book. Bracket closed. Marks 20. Para. In 1897, at the age of 40, Ross, R-O-S-S-R capital, made one of the greatest of medical discoveries. He proved that malaria was transmitted by mosquitoes, showed how the transmission occurred, and identified the particular kind of mosquito which was responsible. This discovery not only brought one of the most harmful diseases within control, but also helped to show how other insect-borne diseases, such as yellow fever, sleeping sickness, typhus and plague might be prevented. Para. When Ross began his research, it was not even certain that mosquitoes had anything to do with malaria. No one knew whether it was transmitted through mosquito bites, or by the drinking of water containing infected larvae of mosquitoes. Manson, M-A-N-S-O-N, inclined to the latter theory, and at first Ross followed him. But Ross accumulated various facts which seemed to be against it. He noticed that though Sikandrabad was surrounded by marshes, there was little malaria. He thought that this might be due to the wind, for Sikandrabad was a windy place and it was known that mosquitoes did not thrive in windy weather. Para. These and other observations turned him away from Manson's drinking water theory, and directed his attention more to transmission by the flying and biting mosquitoes. He concentrated on trying to discover whether this mode of transmission is, indeed, the one which actually occurs. 3. Choose 5 of the following pairs of words and make meaningful sentences with each word of the chosen pairs. Marks 2 into 5. I shall read each pair first and then read the answer. Roman 1, quiet, Q-U-I-T-E, quiet, Q-U-I-E-T. 1. Quite. The boy is quite good in his studies. Quiet. This is a very quiet place. 2a. Bored. B-O-R-E-D, B-O-A-R-D. Bored. I felt bored at the meeting. Bored. The notice was pasted on the board. Number 3. W-I-N. Win. You must win the match today. W-E-A-N. Win. I tried to win him away from bad companions. 4. Sit. S-I-T. Sit on this chair. Seat. S-E-A-T. There is no empty seat in the hall. 5. Propose. I proposed his name for presidentship. Purpose. What is the purpose of his coming here? 6. Affect. A-F-F-E-C-T. This will affect his health. Effect. E-F-F-E-C-T. This will have a bad effect on his health. Page 902. 7. Shed. S-H-A-D-E. The tree gives us shed. Shed. S-H-E-D. Trees shed their leaves in winter. 8. Principal. P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E. He is a man of principle. Principal. My principal objection is this. 4. Choose 5 of the following idioms and make sentences with each to bring out their meaning. Marks 2 into 5. 1. He. To go out of one's way. He went out of his way to help me. 2. At cross purposes. They are arguing at cross purposes. 3. To make light. He made light of my objections. 4. Beyond all questions. His honesty is beyond all questions. 5. The ins and outs. I know the ins and outs of the matter. 6. Every inch. He is every inch a soldier. 7. Neither head nor tail. I could make neither head nor tail of what he said. 8. To get the better of. He got the better of me in the race. 5. Translate one of the following passages into English. Marks 20. A. Alois Clark 19 শতকে গুজরাটের লেভা কাম্বু পতিদার জাতির বিবাহ প্রথা ও কন্যা সন্তান বিশ্লেষণ করতে গিয়ে বিভিন্ন রাজনৈতিক অর্থনৈতিক প্রতিবন্ধকতার সঙ্গে দায়ী করেছেন ব্রাহ্মণ্যবাদের প্রসারকে। দাঁড়ি তিনি দেখিয়েছেন কিভাবে ব্রিটিশ প্রশাসকদের তথাকথিত কোট সভা করা আনকোট জড়িয়েছিল তাদের অর্থনৈতিক প্রশাসনিক প্রয়োজনীয়তার সঙ্গে। দাঁড়ি সব থেকে বর্বরচিত প্রথাও অনায়াসে চোখ এড়িয়ে যেত সুনিশ্চিত রাজস্বে টান পড়লে। দাঁড়ি ফলত পতিদাররা যখন সামাজিক প্রতিপত্তি লাভের আশায় প্রতিনিয়ত তাদের মেয়েদের উপর চাপিয়ে দিয়েছে ব্রাহ্মণ্যতান্ত্রিক অনুশাসন, তখন প্রশাসকরা ব্যস্ত থেকেছেন তাদের লাভ ক্ষতির হিসেব নিয়ে। দাঁড়ি আর এই দ্বিবিধ সক্রিয়তা এবং নিষ্ক্রিয়তার অসহায় শিকার হয়েছে মেয়েরা। দাঁড়ি বি, শ্রী অরবিন্দের বিপ্লব জীবন যতই সংকটময় হোক, সত্য যতই ভয়ঙ্কর, সেই সত্য থেকে পালিয়ে যাননি। দাঁড়ি শ্রী অরবিন্দের স্বাধীনতা আন্দোলনে আধ্যাত্মিকতার স্থান বরাবরই ছিল। দাঁড়ি জাতিকে তিনি বললেন যে স্বাধীনতা আমাদের রাজনৈতিক চেষ্টার উদ্দেশ্য, কিন্তু স্বাধীনতা কি তাহা লইয়া মতভেদ বর্তমান। দাঁড়ি অনেকে স্বায়ত্তশাসন বলেন, অনেকে ঔপনিবেশিক স্বরাজ বলেন, অনেকে পূর্ণ স্বরাজ বলেন। দাঁড়ি আমরা পূর্ণ স্বাধীনতা চাই। দাঁড়ি আনকোট। জনজীবন থেকে নির্বাসন নিয়ে তিনি আধ্যাত্মিক জীবনে প্রবেশ করেননি। দাঁড়ি তাছাড়া প্রথম দিকের আশ্রম জীবন তাঁর নিরাপদও ছিল না। দাঁড়ি ছাত্রজীবন থেকেই অরবিন্দ যথেষ্ট কষ্ট করেছেন। দাঁড়ি কারাজীবনের কষ্ট সেখানে হয়তো সিন্ধুতে বিন্দুর মতো। দাঁড়ি ভারতের স্বাধীনতা শ্রী অরবিন্দের কাম্য হলেও বিশ্ব মানবের কথা তিনি বরাবরই ভাবতেন। দাঁড়ি UPSC Civil Services Examination, IAS, IPS, IFS, Allied Services, etc. English compulsory 2000. Time allowed 3 hours. Full marks 300. Candidates should attempt all questions. Stop. The number of marks carried by each question is indicated at the end of the question. Stop. Answers must be written in English. Stop. 1. Write an essay in about 300 words on one of the following. Marks 100. A. Man is saved not by faith but by work. Stop. B. Indian culture. C. Contribution of science to human progress. D. Political reform you want in India. E. Laughter is the best medicine. Stop. 2. Read the following passage and answer, in your own words, the questions that follow. 5 into 15, 75, para. 2 important stages came not so long before the dawn of written history. Stop. The first was the domestication of animals, The second was agriculture. Stop. Agriculture, which began in the river valleys of Egypt and Mesopotamia, was a step in human progress to which subsequently there was nothing comparable until our own machine age. Stop. Agriculture made possible an immense increase in the numbers of the human species in the regions where it could be successfully practiced, but at first these regions were few. Stop. Page 903. These were in fact, only those in which nature fertilized the soil after each harvest. Stop. Agriculture met with violent resistance, analogous to that which our Ruskins, our capital, small USKINS, and Samuel Butlers offered to machines. Stop. Pastoral nomads considered themselves vastly superior to the tame folk who stayed in one place and were enslaved to the soil. Stop. But although the nomads repeatedly won military victories, the physical comforts which the upper classes derived from agricultural serfs SCRFS, meaning slaves, always prevailed in the end, comma, and the area of agriculture gradually increased, stop. Even now this process is not at an end, comma, but what remains for it to achieve is no longer very important, stop. Para. The only fundamental technical advance that preceded the emergence of man into recorded history was the invention of writing, stop. Writing, comma, like spoken language, comma, developed gradually, stop. It developed out of pictures, comma, but as soon as it had reached a certain stage, comma, it made possible the keeping of records and the transmission of information to people who were not present when the information was given. Stop. A. What was the second important stage in our prehistory and where did it begin? Question mark. B. What happened in the regions where agriculture was successful? Question mark. C. What happened in the conflict between the nomads and agriculturists? Question mark. D. What technical advance took place before the period of recorded history and what did it accomplish? Question mark. E. Who considered themselves superior to whom and why? Question mark. Number 3. Make a précis of the following passage, comma, in your own language, comma, in about 230 words, comma, on the special précis sheets provided, stop. Marks will be deducted for précis not written on the précis sheets, stop. Marks will also be deducted if your précis is much longer or shorter than the prescribed length, stop. The précis sheet should be securely fastened inside the answer book, stop. State the number of words used by you in your précis, stop. Mark 75. Para. It has been estimated that the human population of 600 BC was about 5 million people, comma, taking perhaps 1 million years to get there from 2.5 million, stop. The population did not reach 500 million until almost 8,000 years later, dash, about 1650 AD, stop. This means it doubled roughly once every 1,000 years or so, stop. It reached 1 billion people around 1850, comma, doubling in some 200 years, stop. It took only 80 years or so for the next doubling, comma, as the population reached 2 billion around 1930, stopped. Stop. We have not completed the next doubling to 4 billion yet, comma, but we now have well over 3 billion people, stop. The doubling time at present seems to be about 37 years, stop. Quite a reduction in doubling times. 160 years, comma, 200 years, comma, 80 years, comma, 37 years, stop. Para. One of the most ominous facts of the current situation is that roughly 40% of the population of the undeveloped world is made up of people under 15 years old. As that mass of young people moves into its reproductive years, during the next decade, comma, we are going to see the greatest boom of all time, stop. Those youngsters are the reason for all the ominous predictions for the year 2000, stop. They are the gunpowder for the population explosion, stop. Para. How did we get into this bind? Question mark. It all happened a long time ago, comma, and the story involved the process of natural selection, comma, the development of culture, comma, and man's swollen head, stop. The essence of success in evolution is reproduction, ... For reproduction is the key to winning the evolutionary game, stop. any structure, physiological process, or pattern of behavior that leads to greatest reproductive success will tend to be perpetuated, The entire process by which man developed involves thousands of millennia of our ancestors being more successful breeder than their relatives, Fact number 1 of our bind dash, the urge to reproduce has been fixed in us by billions of years of evolution, para. Of course, through all those years of evolution, our ancestors were fighting a continual battle to keep the birth rate ahead of the death rate, That they were successful is attested to by our very existence, for, if the death rate had overtaken the birth rate for any substantial period of time, the evolutionary line leading to man would have gone extinct, Among our ape-like, APELIKE, ancestors, a few million years ago, among our ape-like ancestors, a few million years ago, it was still very difficult for a mother to rear her children successfully, Most of the offspring died before they reached reproductive age, The death rate was near the birth rate, Then another factor, center the picture dash. Cultural evolution was added to biological evolution, Para. Of course, in the early days the whole system did not prevent a very high mortality among the young, as well as among the older members of the group, Hunting and food gathering was a risky business, Cavemen had to throw very impressive cave bears out of their cave before the men could move in. Witch doctors and shamans, SHAMANs, had a less than perfect record at treating wounds and curing disease, Life was short, if not sweet, Man's total population size doubtless increased slowly but steadily as human populations expanded out of African cradle of our species, page 904, para. Then about 8,000 years ago a major change occurred, dash. The agricultural revolution, People began to give up hunting food and settle down to grow it, Suddenly some of the risk was removed from life, The chances of dying of starvation diminished greatly in some human groups, Other threats associated with the nomadic life were also reduced, perhaps balanced by new threats of disease and large-scale warfare associated with the development of cities, But the overall result was a more secure existence than before, and the human population grew more rapidly, Around 1800, when the standard of living in what are today the developed countries was dramatically increasing due to industrialization, population growth really began to accelerate, The development of medical science was the straw that broke the camel's back, Question 4a. Fill in the blanks using appropriate forms of the words given below. Marks 10. Words characterize, coagulant, fright, globe, civilized, disastrous, move, enthusiasm, pessimistic, philosophizing, Roman numbers 1. The dash of clouds leads to changes in the weather. Stop. 2. Man's continuance on earth is shrouded in dash. Stop. 3. A cosmic dash may end life on earth. Stop. 4. Vitamin K is essential for the dash of blood. Stop. 5. Is our dash going on the right path? Question mark. 6. The economic dash of our country is changing. Stop. 7. Once in the jungle, comma, the boys were dash. Stop. 8. What does Indian dash teach? Question mark. 9. Dash is affecting India's economy. Stop. 10. He spoke dash about the existence of God. Stop. Answer. 1. Movement. 2. Pessimism. 3. Disaster. 4. Coagulation. 5. Civilization. 6. Characteristic. 7. Frightened. 8. Philosophy. 9. Globalization. 10. Enthusiastically. Stop. B. Use each of the following words in 2 separate sentences, comma, first as a noun and then as a verb. Marks 10. Answer. 1. Hunt, H-U-N-T, as noun. He caught a deer after a long hunt. Stop. Hunt as a verb. The police hunt down the criminal. Stop. 2. Wound. Noun. The man has a bullet wound in the left leg. Stop. Wound as verb. 5 persons were wounded in the accident. Stop. 3. Discredit. Noun. His behavior brought discredit upon the family. Stop. Discredit verb. Such foolish behavior will discredit him with the public. Stop. 4. Team. Noun. A team of experts came here last week. Stop. Team verb. We all teamed up to do work. Stop. 5. Experience. Noun. You have no previous experience in such jobs. Stop. Experience verb. He experienced great hardship in his early life. Stop. C. Rewrite the following sentences as directed, parenthetically. Marks 5. 1. I quote, shut the door after you, comma, unquote, she told him curtly. Stop. Parenthesis change into indirect form, parenthesis closes. Answer. She ordered him curtly to shut the door after him. Stop. 2. Did she commit all the mistakes? Question mark. Change into passive voice. Were all the mistakes committed by her? Question mark. 3. Many difficulties are impossible to overcome. Stop. Use a single word for the underlined phrase. Underlined phrase is impossible to overcome. Number 3. Many difficulties are insurmountable. Stop. 4. Hard as he tried, comma, the old man failed to find a buyer for his bicycle. Stop. Use though, T-H-O-U-G-H. 4. Though he tried, comma, the old man failed to find a buyer for his bicycle. Stop. 5. She is so good that others cannot beat her. Stop. Replace so by TOO2. She is too good for others to beat her. Stop. 5A. Correct the following sentences. Marks 10. 1. She vividly described about the situation. Answer. She vividly described the situation. Stop. 2. He chose only such men for his company whom he could trust. Stop. Page 905. Answer 2. He chose only such men for his company as he could trust. Stop. 3. He does not boast his merits. Stop. 3. He does not boast of his merits. Stop. 4. The work was hard and exhaustive. Stop. This is number 4. Number 3, he does not boast of his merits. That's done. Number 3. Number 4, the rich lead a luxuriant life. Stop. Answer. The rich lead a luxurious life. Stop. 5. The work was hard and exhaustive. Stop. 5. The work was hard and exhausting. Stop. 6. Sages had prophesied the coming of the prophet. Stop. Answer 6. Sages had prophesied of the coming of the prophet. Stop. 7. Earth may again be hit by a huge meteor. Stop. Answer. The earth may again be hit by a huge meteor. Stop. 8. He came to the city with a view to get a job. Stop. Answer. He came to the city with a view to getting a job. Stop. 9. He was angry with me. Stop. He was angry upon me. Stop. 10. Why she is doing this? Question mark. Why is she doing this? Question mark. B. Of the words given in brackets, comma, choose the one you think appropriate to fill in the blanks. Marks 10. 1. She has the dot to this property. Stop. Write WRIGHT, comma, RIGHT. Answer is RIGHT. 2. He has dash his own method for doing the work. Stop. Devised DEVISED, comma, DEVICED. Answer is DEVISED. 3. Fetch me a dash of water. Stop. Pail, PALE, comma, PAIL. Answer is PAIL. 4. All the dash of the airline were grounded. Stop. Aircraft, comma, aircrafts. Answer. Aircraft. 5. The government has selected the dash for the hospital. Stop. Site, SITE, comma, CITE. Answer. SITE. 6. The dash of Kargil have fallen silent. Stop. Cannons, CANONS, comma, CANNONS. Answer. CANNONS. 7. The tropic, T capital TROPIC, of dash is an imaginary line. Stop. Capital C small ANCER or small CANCER. Answer is capital C small ANCER. 8. The budget dash could not be offset. Dot. Stop. Deficit, comma, deficiency. Answer is deficit. 9. When they came down the hill, the dash was steep. Stop. Descent, D-E-S-C-E-N-T or D-E-C-E-N-T. Answer is D-E-S-C-E-N-T. 10. The government collapsed when there was a dash in the party stop. Fraction, F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N or F-A-C-T-I-O-N. Answer is F-A-C-T-I-O-N. Stop. E. Use the following phrases in sentences so as to bring out their meaning. Number 5. Answer 1. His ruin was brought about by his own folly. Stop. 2. Break in. The robbers broke in at night. Stop. 3. Heart and soul. He tried heart and soul to help me. Stop. 4. Lie low. I had to lie low for the moment. Stop. 5. Hold one's breath. She held her breath as the results were being announced. Stop.